My car's been making some odd, really disturbing noises when I brake sometimes. Not all the time, just once in a while. So I'm taking it to a mechanic this morning. See how expensive it will be. So apparently it was my brakes, the shoe and the drum, and it's ended up costing about $400, which is more than I wanted, but survivable. Bound to happen in a small space. I've managed to knock over my cup of tea, luckily just herbal tea, and it's gone all over the place, on the table, on the carpet, on the seating area. I was getting frustrated that the water was sitting in the sink, and I just went outside to have a look at the grey water tank, and it was kind of squealing from the tank, so I just unscrewed the top. Seems to have fixed it. So it must have been just the pressure. The air was too slow in escaping, and there was water going in. Yeah. Eventually learnt. So I've just arrived at the campground all hot and sweaty and putting everything together, and noticed that this was kind of sitting out of its rails, not quite right, so I'm gonna put it back in, but it's not sliding right. And then I tried to put this up because it had fallen down while I was driving, and it's not going in, and that's when I noticed this nail. It must have kind of somehow jiggled. I don't know what it did. The nails come out. This morning I got out my trusty screwdriver and popped off this cap and unscrewed this, and I was able to kind of wedge it back in. It's not much to hold this section, it's just this one screw in there, and it's just obviously too much for it. Staying on some friend's land, and it's a little boggier than I realised, so I'm making a bit of a mess of his ground. We might go forward a little bit and just experiment with levelling it. Hopefully we can leave again. I might be trapped here for a while until the ground dries out. Probably should have checked the ground first before driving onto it. Soon we're going to try and move the caravan off this boggy section and up to the drier section. I'm wondering how it will go. What do you reckon? Oh.
Yeah, that's right. You have to be probably in park to do it. Yeah. Park or neutral. There you go. So it's not going.
Oh, that sounds better.
Go into the low one. Yeah, there you go. Cool.
Try that.
See if it moves, just
There you go.
don't rotate.
Yippee!
Success. It worked. The ground's a mess where we drove through. Pat's gonna give me a spade. 2 screws just must have fallen out of my window. It's just like, why isn't this tightening? And yep. Wonder if they're sitting somewhere in the grass outside. I shall investigate. I was wrong. It's just needs to be slotted back in. Yay, it's not broken. Somehow. Oh, there you go. Cool. I woke up this morning to find out that the road was flooded and no one can leave Karamea. There'd been a lot of rain the night before, and yeah, the tide was in and just water all over the road, too deep to drive through. So I talked to the information centre and they said the rain was stopping around midday and the tide was going out, so it should be safe by 3 PM to leave. I just noticed that the grey water tank outside was practically full. I can't be bothered emptying it tonight because it involves quite a decent walk up the hill dragging it, so I'm just going to leave the dishes and do it tomorrow morning instead. Right, here we go.
Who needs boot camp?
I did a stupid thing last night. I arrived tired and was disconnecting the car from the caravan and didn't remember to disconnect the safety chain, so ripped it off. Yes, so I'm going to Bunnings today and buy another connection. Not my smartest move. This used to be down there. It used to be a loop, a link. So my car's pretty strong. Made an interesting noise and the people next door were like, "Are you okay? What happened?" So, brand new one. I'll attach it now. This cord was plugged into the car. It shows the brakes and indication. Fell into the ground and was completely scraped away. So I get to look into fixing this. I'd booked to get a auto electrician to fix it tomorrow, but talking to the camp owner, he can fix it. So he's cut off the end. I've taken this to find the new one. Good as new. All fixed perfectly. I learnt a new skill today. That seems so much more secure. I don't think that's going to come out. It's perfect. And in our discussion, I learnt that this isn't good enough as a safety cable. So I'll go and buy a new safety cable. Well, a proper safety cable. Now I need to attach it. Okay, it fits perfectly actually. Just for now, I'll leave it there. I'm wondering if there's a special way of attaching it there. I don't know where else. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm waiting in line to take the ferry from Picton to Wellington, and I'm nervous. It'll be the first time I've been on the ferry with a caravan, and I picked a ferry where you're supposed to just be able to drive straight on and then drive straight off when you arrive. No reversing, no issues. So hopefully that's what happens and there's no dramas.